Good afternoon, you guys. What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Roads Untraveled, a very special episode of Roads Untraveled. If you didn't already know, we actually record and put live a weekly podcast every Wednesday on iTunes, ShoutEngine, Stitcher, and wherever you download your podcasts, whether it be Android or your iPhone or just on the computer. And I know a lot of you actually don't have any app or anything like that and regularly listen to podcasts. So we thought, hey, why don't we, instead of just kind of doing a normal video podcast, which a lot of people don't watch, we decided to kind of try this quick Forza video out for you guys. Basically, here is some video gameplay footage of me and my terrible Forza driving skills, and this is our weekly podcast. So if you don't want to go ahead and download an app and download the podcast in audio form, you can just go ahead and watch the video, maybe put it in the background, or just enjoy the gameplay for what it is. We may do this more in the future, we may not, so just give it a thumbs up if this is something you want to see, or if you enjoy the podcast in this form from now on, and we'll do that. Maybe we'll do some more kind of Forza challenges and kind of put the name of the player who's actually playing in the corner of the screen or something like that, and actually do some races, because this time I know it was all just kind of test drives. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode. This is just a regular episode of our weekly podcast with Grayson and Jesse and myself. So yeah, enjoy.
We need a sponsor, actually. If any of you guys, first of all, we need YouTube sponsor, and we need a podcast sponsor. Now, I know we don't have the podcast downloads right now to get a podcast sponsor. But if you're interested in sponsoring the podcast, we would like a beer podcast or a beer sponsor as well.
That would be cool.
That would be the best.
Judging by the way I just said beer podcast, we probably don't need a beer sponsor. But anyways, welcome to the Roads Untraveled podcast. We make car videos on YouTube, so go search us up there. But that's only half the story, because we're here today with Grayson.
How's it going?
And Jesse.
Ricky Ticky Sappy.
Once again, for another podcast episode, I want to take it back real quick to top 25 in iTunes. Now, this is pretty crazy, but it leads me to believe that only the top 15 to top 10...
There's no competition up there.
There isn't a lot of competition, you're right, and the people who are really actually competitive do this full-time, do it professionally, are making good money, but it is such a small percentage of it.
It's such a small market.
Honestly, I think we stand a good chance
of popping into
that place where we can make money on the podcast.
Like the sperm that finds the egg, just breaking.
But listeners, hey, that's not the reason we're doing this podcast. We've been doing it for over a year, not every week, but pretty close. For over a year, just because we love it. It's fun talking about random crap.
Dude, I like having any excuse to get together and have a couple beers and have a couple other things and just chit chat, and then also like connect with the viewers, the listeners in this case.
Yeah.
Answer their questions.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I like the video podcast, but I'm not on the video podcast.
See, the video podcast is an awesome idea.
I like to get messed up. I just don't like me on camera when I do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't really go down like flaunting the Christmas special number one.
Me
My
either,
mom
dude.
or anything.
Me either. I like the video podcast, but you guys on YouTube, you don't watch them.
No, but would you?
No. No, I don't watch video podcasts. I listen to podcasts when I'm in the car or when I'm doing like color correction or something. That's about it.
You know what we should do? Just throwing it out there. We should find a popular game, and instead of doing game commentary, we do a Roads Untraveled podcast over top of that game.
Over top of like a video game, like gameplay?
Yeah.
Watching someone else play and commentating on it?
No.
Us
do
playing?
Do our completely separate. Have an automotive podcast with the game playing as visual.
We'll play Forza, and we'll have a setup set in mind for Forza. Like, we're all gonna do one car that we build or whatever, and then we'll also be doing a podcast while doing this. Everyone will know what the fuck they're doing through the video game, so we don't have to worry about talking about that. People can just watch what we're doing in the video game, and also as we record it. Yeah, that is genius.
Like, no one's gonna sit there.
Not only is that gonna be the
us
most fun
sit
night
here
of our
and talk,
fucking life.
right? But they
No,
may
okay.
sit here and watch.
Are you gonna forget this idea, or are we gonna remember this?
I'll probably forget it.
Okay, I'm gonna write this down
It's
because
not my best, but
honestly, you guys, if you would watch that, maybe some of you wouldn't, but judging by the amount of, quite honestly, complete shit that I see on YouTube that people watch.
Just game.
I think people watch people talking about politics over people playing
Who's our
video games.
hottest friends? Do we have any
So-
hot girlfriends? We can get them with their tits in the corner of the screen. And then playing the video game, and we talk about the podcast.
I have a lot of girlfriends
And
we
that
can
will
do
blow
that.
up.
It's just they
just
cost
be like,
about $100 an hour.
honestly, we only need them for like an hour, or no, 10 minutes, and then we just re-loop the same footage. No one will
Honestly,
notice
let's
for 40 minutes.
within the next 2 weeks. Let's do that idea.
Better idea. A green
Okay.
screen with
Yeah.
porn in the background.
Okay, we can't monetize.
No,
it,
because
Grayson.
everyone will be out in like 3 to 5
You
minutes.
can monetize that.
on YouTube.
They just blur some stuff out.
Anyways,
Oh, that's even more
cut-
fucked up
we'll
than
cut
like.
that part out, too.
More fucked up than like.
giving me a lot of editing to do here.
Yeah.
Jesus, podcasts aren't supposed to have any ads, really.
I kind of enjoy it though, cause like tomorrow I'll just be at my computer, maybe like 10 a.m. Like
And
I'll
you'll
be
be
pretty
listening
awake,
to us?
dead sober, cup of coffee maybe, got some tunes going in the background. I'll open up the podcast and I'll just listen to the last night's shenanigans and be like, oh god,
Dead
what do
sober.
I cut? What do I not
Cup of
cut?
coffee.
So we released a new video, new videos today.
Good segue.
And the one that I want to talk about is the BMW i8.
I-
Can you hear me? The BMW i8. And the BMW i8, honestly, and this is going to be
I ate what? I ate a burrito for breakfast.
so the BMW i8, I'm glad.
Fuck you, Beamer, and your dumbass names. Give it a cool ass name. Stop
I
naming
agree.
it numbers and letters.
Yeah, I agree, Jesse.
All I'm going to say is this.
911 is like the only number I respect for a car, basically, or like being named a car, or a car being named something 911. I'm like, oh, fuck it. That one works. Not just because like planes.
Go on, Grayson.
Yeah, go on, Grayson.
It's called 911.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the Porsche 911. No, I just don't understand. Like, why don't people give it like dope ass names? I like cool names for cars.
All right, all I'm gonna say is this: I'm glad we filmed the BMW i8 because in my mind it has officially given my official. I now have my official stance on BMWs as a whole.
Okay.
Because before I liked them, I think they were good cars.
You love them.
Even currently, I think that some of like the newest M3 with the sharp lines, I think it's a very nice looking car.
You love it. I could see you being a BMW driver.
I officially am no longer a BMW guy after
What?
being in that car.
Really?
And it's not saying that this car was awful and it wrecked it.
'Cause,
for
like,
me.
I was gonna say-
that's not what it was. What it was is that the pinnacle of BMW is the i8.
No,
No,
no. It's not.
In the sense
It's
of the
not.
most expensive BMW.
It's not.
No.
It's not.
What's higher?
Top of the M4 GTS is higher, limited edition, but it's more expensive. M4 GTS.
i8 was just like a little
I
side
believe
gig.
so.
It's just like a little side thing. They're
Top
not like
line
their
7
fucking
series are probably
supercar.
more than 140 for sure. They're probably up there.
Okay, but it's like
It's definitely one of their higher end. It's one of the top most expensive
Like,
cars.
I mean,
Oh,
that's nice. I'm not gonna
Marcus.
deny that is a nice car.
Look at me.
But like honestly, like
Grayson's next car. I could see him buying a BMW.
I could see Grayson in a BMW.
Before he
I
just
could
said
too,
that
yeah.
comment,
Yeah.
you think of Grayson and what he wants from a car,
Yeah.
it'd be a BMW.
no, it's Mercedes
I could
Fuckaroo.
see you in a BMW before I could see you
or
in
like
a
a Porsche Panamera.
Ugh. Well, I can
Porsche
see
Panamera is like way more expensive than any Beamer.
Yeah, but like
which is hilarious.
here's the
I can also see him in a Lexus.
The i8 is the competitor to the R8.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
The R8's way faster. The
I'm not
R8's a
saying it's not.
supercar.
I'm not saying it's not.
They're
All I'm
not
saying
even
it's the
comparable.
competitor.
That
What?
means they're not a competitor.
R8
Okay,
isn't even
what do you
electric.
think?
They're not comparable in any standards.
The BMW doesn't make a supercar.
Exactly. So they're not competitors. The R8 is a supercar. This is not. Therefore, they are not competitors
but
at all.
Audi and BMW are somewhat of a competitor.
As a brand, 100%.
Yeah. So if you were to take the R8 and say what, here's the R8, what BMW best resembles their version of the R8, that would be the i8.
No.
Yeah.
What? Name
They-
another BMW.
They don't have anything that even closely resembles the
That'd be
R8.
like comparing.
They named it the i8.
It's alphanumerics. Anybody can name a car anything. That doesn't mean shit all.
All I'm gonna say.
Toyota
is,
could call their next Camry the Aventador. It doesn't mean it competes with the Lambo. Like, come on.
All I'm
That's
saying
ridiculous.
Is that first of all, the i8, I think it's a neat looking car, but you get inside, it's plastic. Yes, it has some power. It has some cool features. I'm not denying that. I think those are awesome.
Hashtag, you
I
guys are
think
never
I
gonna
think
get sponsored by BMW.
I think that the what's it called? I think that there's parts of the interior as well as the actual body of the car that is fucking plastic, and I think that is stupid. It's all aesthetics. It has nothing to do about the actual performance. The one thing I like about it is the amount of carbon fiber they have in the door.
The carbon fiber that they have doesn't. It's not polished carbon fiber though. It looks.
No,
It
but
doesn't look very
it's,
good.
For
at
aesthetics.
least that's towards like performance. It's about making the car lighter and all
It
this
is,
kind of
for
stuff.
sure. It's
So,
yeah.
so there are things I like about it, but as a brand in general, I'm just saying that that like BMW kind of was on my list. Was like maybe get a 3 Series, but honestly, they all look the same. Actually, no. Well, the M5 that we filmed was nice. I like the interior. of
M3.
it. No, it was the M5.
Oh, sorry, the E60 M5. Yeah.
Yeah, so the
sorry.
M5 that we filmed, the interiors of it was really nice. I liked everything about it, but the overall looks of the car are just plain. They all look the same, and I'm getting sick of this with manufacturers, where it's like you take now the 1 Series.
That's branding,
the
though.
M Series, like the 1M or
That's
the
branding.
Yeah.
that is a cool looking car. That looks very different. It's kind of like it's a different shape. But like, you take a look at the M3, the M5. The M5 we filmed was very similar to the M. Well, it's a different year, but it looks like every other BMW. Just not look at that and say, "Wow, that's a nice BMW."
They keep their only signature thing that they keep is that grill. That grill is aside from say the 4 Series and the 3, 4, and 5
I'm
series.
with Grayson, though. I can say like all BMWs have a lot of look-alike.
Now you
Of
take,
course, any manufacturer, for the most part, has very similar design
Except
language.
for the massive ones.
Now hold on. Now take a look at Mercedes.
Like Ford doesn't have the
Mercedes,
same
you
design
have
language.
such a wide variety. Yeah, you can pull it up when you're
You have poop. You have crap.
Oh my god,
You have
Mercedes
shit.
is gorgeous.
You
you
Oh,
got
honestly,
garbage.
New Beamers.
Those
look
are all
better
different
than
kinds
new
of Mercedes you have.
New Beamers look better than new Mercedes.
Like, that is mean, it's aggressive, it has lines, the grill and the logo is way better than
Okay, let's finish up with the i8 quickly. I want to finish up with the i8. First of all, it's got 380 some odd horsepower, and the
Should be
new
at least
R8
400.
has like 600 horsepower. It's almost double the horsepower. They are not competitors in any stretch of anybody's imagination.
but the i8
Anywhere.
the R8 doesn't have an electric engine.
Exactly, which means
exactly.
they're not competitors.
This is a hybrid based on fuel economy. It gets like 40 miles per gallon.
No, but it's not higher. It's a hybrid based on performance and fuel economy.
Mainly fuel economy.
Mainly
Their
fuel economy.
advertising is like 60 miles per gallon. You can daily drive this,
Like, this
but it
is,
has cool doors, so buy it. Okay, the R8 is like a naturally aspirated V10, one of the only
R8
ones
doesn't
gas
give a fuck
guzzling,
about fuel
10 miles to
economy.
the gallon, just burning fuel, shifting gears, raw machine. The i8 is like you get inside.
Oh, you want to be rich and
Super
fun,
quiet. It's like
You want to
140
commute in
grand.
traffic and look super cool and shit. Buy my R8.
Here's the thing
Everyone's gonna
about the
think you're so
interior, though.
environmentally friendly with buying the green car. I'm BMW. Buy my car. That's the R8.
I'm just saying
That's
nobody with
R8's
100
like, no,
and-
fucking shit. We're gonna blow some gaskets. Here we go.
with nobody with like $100 and some odd $1,000 is cross shopping the R8 and the i8. That's just not happening. They're cross shopping the R8
one.
with the Lamborghini Huracan. They're cross shopping it with
Shut the
the
fuck
Ferrari 488. They're not cross shopping with a BMW
You
i8.
think
Okay,
you
okay,
can cross
hold
shop
on, okay.
R8 with a Huracan?
They're the exact same car.
Now,
Same engine.
Here is some real actual facts.
They're literally the same engine, same car, slightly different chassis.
It's so weird because the perception of both of those cars are so different in my mind.
The Audi's like a good daily, like smart
Yeah,
businessman.
no,
kinda
like, but if you see like
car.
an Audi next to a Lamborghini, two things. Like, I'm not one to ever probably buy a Lamborghini, even if I had the money. Like, it's just not where I'd go.
Yeah,
You know, but
there
like,
are many other cars
but
that have
still, from the people who are less car enthused, they pull huge traction. Or as soon as
Sure, yeah,
if
of
you don't know
course.
shit, all you know is Lamborghini.
If you think you want to pick up chicks, then you buy a Lambo. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you realize that no car picks up chicks.
No, yeah, exactly. There you go. No, cars do. Have you ever seen gold digger pranks on YouTube with cars?
This is okay, yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
literally the
You
same
got me
guy
there.
with like 2 different cars.
Yeah,
He's like,
it's-
oh, this is my car right here. And they're like, okay. And they get in it. And then they walk to the next car. And she's like, oh, sorry, just 1 second. And like walks away. And they're like, whatever. Some guy comes up in a regular car, tries to pick up a girl. Same guy
Yeah.
comes back and like, oh, yeah.
But-
So Lamborghini in that sense, like just the name and like I'd never buy it because people and like I don't know, people buy it. It's different than like the Audi R8 in a huge way.
I'm just gonna say this. So yes, the Audi R8 does have more horsepower. It has 430 horsepower versus 362.
The new one has 430 horsepower?
Yeah.
What year?
No,
Yeah,
the
but you
previous generation V8 has 430
But
horsepower.
put it
That's
at
previous
stage-
Okay.
generation.
Anyways.
The new one has like
Yeah,
550.
but put that
Okay,
stage
0 to
2.
60 is 4.3 seconds versus
For the old generation,
Okay.
so years and years old
versus 4.4 seconds.
versus a new car. You're not comparing the same model year, dude. You can't. That's like me saying a 1991 M3 does 0 to 60 slower than a 2010 Toyota, whatever. You can't compare that.
Yeah, that's it's not even comparable, dude.
The R8's not a competitor to the i8. That no one's gonna argue.
Your
to
car
that
from the
point.
1960s is not as fast as my car from the 2000s.
Anyways, but another thing about the interior, if you get in any new car, every single new car has plastic on the interior. You're not gonna get in any new car that
Plastic's
doesn't
fine.
have plastic on the
Plastic's
interior.
fine. It's the flimsy,
Isn't plastic in,
creaky
like, every
plastic
car?
that I hate.
I didn't hear a single creak. Did you hear a creak?
The what's it called? Where the seatbelt
I heard a
goes
river.
through,
I
where it
didn't hear
has
a
that
creak.
long L bent shape thing that
Yeah.
holds the seatbelt in.
Yeah, yeah.
That's flimsy plastic. The panels on the side, you touch it, it creaks. They're loose. They're what's it called? They're
It just doesn't give you that Lexus feel on the inside.
well, no, it's not solid. You touch it, it's thin. It's like wobbly. Like you go around. Like I touched the plastic because I was trying
Sure,
to
yeah,
attach
no,
the
no, no,
seatbelt
for sure,
to
yeah.
it.
Dude, I
And
probably
none
agree
of it's
with-
solid.
I probably agree with you. BMW probably cut corners making the car.
BMWs are not as good as they once were.
No, and they're not
According
even
to a lot
trying
of
to
press
be.
on the internet, they're just not as good as they once
Sure,
were.
they're still good, great cars, but they are definitely trying to make profit over product.
Here's
You know, they're not being like, oh, we're going to spend much more attention on building the actual product, so much as like, we're going to build great cars and whatever we build, but we're also going to do what we can just to sell and buy profit.
Like,
and becoming
I
more and more people are buying BMWs, which makes, and that happens with anything.
they have way
Anything.
too many models. They have so
I would
many
take
models.
an old BMW over a old Mercedes. I would take an old Mercedes over an old BMW any day of the week.
Yeah, you've got it all wrong.
Seriously?
First of
Have
all,
you seen old Mercedes? They are gorgeous. Like, look at that.
oh, you're talking like 50s.
Yeah, well, 60s.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
talking more like old, like going way back.
yeah. BMW didn't really have anything.
Yeah, they did. 1960 BMW.
The i8 is a cool car. But
That's
it's
theirs 1960s.
yeah.
Dude, actually, the only Mercedes I like are like ones that are like 1970s or older, or 1980s or older.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, like I actually like a lot of older Mercedes.
The
There's
i8's
some
a cool
dope-ass
car.
Mercedes.
Here's the bottom line for me on the i8: $140,000. I'm not buying an i8. There are plenty of other cars for 140 grand. I mean, I'm a used car guy just because the value's way better than new cars. But just in new cars alone, for 140 grand, you can get a Corvette Z06. You can get a base Viper. You can't get the ACR, but you can get the base Viper.
Used you could.
No, I'm
money.
just for
Okay.
brand new. Say a
Yeah.
brand new i8 versus brand new other cars. There are a lot of you can get a lot of cars for 140 grand.
See, I
a
have new
lot.
respect for North American cars after we saw the new ACR Viper fresh off the lot. That car was gorgeous. It was one of
Unreal.
the few American cars I would actually buy.
and a Ford GT.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course, you'd
The
obviously
old
buy-
the old Ford GT, like the 2005.
Sure.
Yeah. No,
I'd
the
probably
Vipers are
buy
the Vipers are a good
Viper
car.
over the Ford GT.
I would rather have
I
a
don't know.
2005.
Way more power.
I'd rather have a 2005 Ford GT over a Viper.
Way more power. Way
Personally.
faster. Better handling. Like all around.
This is
better.
true.
This
yeah.
is a comparison video between Corvette and
Z06
ACR?
and a Viper ACR.
That Corvette is why.
What are the head-to-head stats?
I'm like forever written off Corvettes.
What? Written off?
No, yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Z06 is nice. Don't get me wrong. But like, it's that 10 years where they just look like crap.
Corvettes?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
From like the 80s. To me, they started getting nice again, like
2012.
C6, 2008, roughly.
Sure.
I do like the C5, but the front end is kind of it's lost some things.
Yeah, I would not. No.
C7
I didn't like
to
them
me,
till-
the C7 looks awesome, but like Grayson said, the Viper.
The
there's
Viper
just
looks
something like it.
amazing,
There's
dude.
absolutely nothing like it that
The
looks
Viper
like that
looks
on the
like a
market.
fucking
It is a
snake.
true muscle car.
You know,
Yeah.
it gives you that feel of a snake with his fangs out. That's what the Viper does. It gives you
Yeah.
this super aggressive, like unique look. Which
That
is
video
literally,
actually.
when you think of a snake with its fangs out, there's nothing else you can think about that comparisons. Like this is a super aggressive, just fucking savage of a car. We're looking at it right now. It's like
you're
unreal. The
listening-
lines. Oh,
When you're listening to this podcast next Wednesday, from when we're recording this, tomorrow we are going to have a video of a Viper ACR on the channel.
Shut up.
That our good friend of the show, Ben, we actually were at Willowbrook Dodge the other day. He was taking delivery of his. There was a bunch of people there, and he drove it on camera for the first time ever driving it. And he drove it for us on camera for the first couple kilometers,
that's sick.
which was cool. And we asked him a couple questions. And Ben is one of those guys that, I mean, he does this. He takes every single one of his cars to the track. He rips on it. I mean, the car he just bought, the ACR, is like a $180,000 car. And he's going to take it to the track after the break-in period. Like, most people who buy these high-end cars, they sit in the garage. They don't drive. They drive it maybe once a month, you know.
It's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. Ben drives his cars.
I
which-
like his style. I
Yeah.
like his style.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, shut up, Ben.
He wears driving shoes. I admire that. Special driving shoes,
Dope.
driving gloves.
Really? Driving gloves are
Yeah.
sick. Driving gloves are something that, like, is I'd wear my like fingerless bike gloves when I drive my movie sometimes.
Yeah.
For, like, extra.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
like for extra grip. Like the driving gloves are like, this guy's wearing driving gloves. He's on the track, but still.
He is a professional race car driver, actually.
Yeah, do professional race car drivers wear driving gloves? Of course they do. You want to be like them? Wear
And a
driving
fire
gloves.
suit.
You ever seen the movie Drive?
Dude, should we do a Roads Untraveled episode where I suit up like this?
Do you have a
Just
suit
like,
that?
I don't, but I should get one. I have a helmet.
Do
I
it.
should get
We
gloves.
should
Do it.
Review of golf.
I was just gonna say, do an Adam's car video.
On some really intense roads, but then going like really slow, wearing this
Dude,
like.
I was like gonna
stuff.
say, like, if you're gonna do an Adam car review, Adam's car, and then you be driving.
Just start a
in
new
a
series, Adam's Car Reviews.
That would actually be fire. Once you have like enough people to watch.
Adam's car reviews. He doesn't just have one car.
Yeah,
No,
but
but if you
we
start
we'd throw
reviewing
him behind the. No. What we do is we'd tell him, we'd bring him to like on a shoot with like a really stock looking like Supra or Skyline, right? We'd throw him in the back seat and be like, oh yeah, it has like 200 horsepower or something like that, and then we just fucking pin it and have like a reaction camera on it. Yeah.
Dude, we could do it. We should do that to like everyone.
Yeah.
I want to put my girlfriend in like Drifter Tom's car or in a super car.
I want to put my cousin in like
Like
a
she
high
will
horsepower
flip,
car.
dude.
Like-
I'm driving her like 80 horsepower Hyundai Accent or 100.
Hey guys.
My cousin has his L right now, and he's going for his N.
Yeah.
He failed the first time, but like he's in grade 11, right? I drove with him like once, and I ran a yellow light, and he was like at the yellow light. I wasn't.
Really?
That's my
that
girlfriend
fast.
too, dude. Where I'm like halfway in the intersection.
Why haven't we got these people on video?
And the
Well,
light
it's
goes
like-
yellow, and she's like,
If I bring my cousin out, we're gonna have to like really like think about this, like
Because we're not. Well,
we're not driving,
yeah.
so we need to make sure that like he's gonna be safe.
Which we can't. There's no guarantee.
Yeah, unless it's someone we really know, and it's
Yeah.
like
yeah,
you
dude,
know,
my girlfriend. I'm happy with that.
Any of you
I don't know what
listeners.
to tell his parents, like.
If any of you listeners want to potentially in the future come out on a shoot and be in a reaction video in a very fast modified car, we're talking at least 600 at the wheels. Message us, and this is just an idea I'm throwing out, Justin.
Oh, okay.
Just
I was gonna be
we'll
like, you're gonna
consider
have
it.
a fuck ton of messages
Oh,
for a fuck ton of high school kids.
Here's another idea we're gonna throw out.
You're
Grayson,
gonna have a
before the
lawsuit on your
podcast.
hands like that. But okay, go.
I was gonna throw out either a Facebook post or on Instagram saying, hey, we're podcasting tonight.
You mentioned it for tonight.
Send me a message or something on Instagram, and like if you can get to Surrey in the next hour, if you want to come on the fan on the podcast.
The only way we're gonna do this is if we do a Craigslist ad.
Dude, seriously,
What the fuck?
the only way the only reason it didn't happen was halfway through, like a couple hours ago. I messaged Marcus. I was like, "Yo, Marcus, like, are you planning on picking this person up like at like Guildford Mall and blindfolding them into my house, or am I gonna get some like serious compensation for this person knowing exactly where I fucking live and everything in my house? Because like, and
Your house is kind of hard to steal from, though.
a little bit. It's not
They could
super
throw rocks
hard.
through the window.
They could like do whatever. They could be like, let's wait outside till he comes outside.
I think we need to throw a Craigslist party at some point.
Craigslist? No,
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
organizing
You
it.
put an ad out on Craigslist.
We're organizing a meetup.
We're gonna organize a meet. Tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna put in motion a plan to organize a fan meet and greet. We're not going
In August.
to. We're not gonna put it out on like as an event on Facebook and add friends of friends. So there's like 2,000 people invited. This is my plan.
No, do it.
We're gonna just post it out. No. This is my.
Whoever
hear me out.
comes, but you're not gonna get 2,000.
Hear me out.
Okay, sorry.
Hear me out. We'll post a video on YouTube, so our fans who really want to watch it see it, and are like, oh hey, I live in Seattle, maybe I'll come out. I live in like Osoyoos, maybe I'll come out. Maybe like I live all in Vancouver, I'll come out, right? We'll post it on Facebook, okay? So our fans there see it. We'll post it on Instagram, but that's it. No, we'll do a Facebook post, but no event, no group, nothing like that. So only the actual dedicated people who pay attention and who actively follow our stuff come out, because I don't want some
There'll
Joe
be a
Schmo
random
coming out
T-shirt
to,
draw too.
and we'll
Sorry,
get
guys, I just
cars.
gave you-
We'll get Alex hopefully to come out with his Supra. We'll get Nick with his GTR. We'll get like a few of the really high
Couple
modified
of the cars that you've seen
Pam
on the
with
channel.
the NSX, so people can come and ask these owners the questions they want to ask. If these owners are obviously down,
If
I think that would be really
if
fun.
I'm feeling adventurous and it's not at nighttime, I'll drive my Mini out. I'll just charge up the battery because I'm losing power somewhere. I'll just throw that in,
We'll tell
blow
you.
my transmission, and I'll just fucking drive my Mini there, guys.
So what's your update with your Mini? Where's it currently at?
It's in my garage, just like downstairs.
Yeah, doing what? Like what's wrong?
We
Sitting
brought it
there.
home like a month ago.
So, in my mind, I got a couple things in my mind. One, I'm losing power from somewhere because my battery will die. So, is it a shitty battery? I don't know. I thought it was a new battery the last couple. I bought it like 2 years
leave the
ago.
light on?
No, there's no fucking. I don't leave no fucking lights on.
Radio?
Dude, the radio doesn't turn on unless like. No.
Just trying to troubleshoot for you.
Yeah, I know everything you do there is with batteries and electrical in that sense where if you leave something on, the power's gonna die. Because my Mini before, I even got the engine swap, had an alternator problem.
Charging the battery, like
Had an
taking it completely out of the car and charging.
Yes, dude, I have a battery charger. I know that because like I've had such shitty batteries for like my entire life of all my cars. So I even have like a battery jumper and a battery charger. So someone to go to the extent of buying a jumper and a charger, they must have some shitty problems in their cars, you know? So that's one thing. I gotta find where we're losing power. It could be like a wire somewhere, I don't know. I'm gonna do that, charge it up, then go pressure wash the engine bay because I'm losing oil and antifreeze from somewhere because they're both kind of dripping at a slow rate. The oil dripped for a bit and then
it's
it hasn't really
probably-
dripped since.
The oil's probably your valve cover gas.
I hope it's my valve cover because that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
it dripped for a bit and then it hasn't dripped since.
It looked pretty grimy when I saw it.
Yeah, and those,
Yeah.
that's why I want to go pressure wash the whole engine bay.
Yeah, maybe.
Or not pressure wash, just like wash it. I don't have to. I don't
Oh
have to
yeah,
pressure
and then
wash
just
it.
see where.
Then I
yeah.
can just like everything's clean. I can be like, okay, let's start problem solving. I'll probably replace a few hose to make sure that my coolant and stuff is not leaking from it. I think it's just hose, and then I can get started on the rest of the electrical, which is playing it by ear because I don't know shit, and I'm just kind of learning. So like it runs and that kind of electrical part's done, but even the speedo is kind of like shot. Fuck, it doesn't work half as shit as good as I wanted it to work.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna have to probably end up doing aftermarket gauges. But at that point, I'm not really worried. I'm just gonna do like obviously like what does it take to run lights, brake
lights, signals, brakes.
Yeah, those three things right there,
engine,
plus the engine, which is already running.
gas gauge, basically.
Gas gauge is never gonna run. That's not gonna work. I
Yeah,
have never
yeah,
had the
like
gas gauge work since I got the car.
All right, it's fair enough.
I'm very happy.
Jesus.
If my car
it's
ran
scary.
perfectly and didn't have a gas gauge working, I would be the best condition my car's ever been
As
in.
long,
Like,
as long as you have like a trip odometer or you run your phone, so
Oh.
you know, like, okay,
dude, I've never had any of those either. Honestly, I don't give a fuck about any of those.
Oh.
I want lights, brake lights, turn signals, and it's a run. And I'll continue to drive as a daily driver as long as my windshield wipers also work because it rains a fuck ton in Vancouver.
Yeah.
If those things work, I'm set. I'm like back down to Jesse with his mini. Those things. Gas gauge, no. Tripometer, no. I just do it by time.
I don't understand how you like stand taking the bus. I hate public transit.
I also have a
cannot
girlfriend
stand public
who
transit.
loves me, and we work really close and we live really close.
Well, fuck you, Jesse.
So wait, she drives from her house
Sorry, Marcus.
all the way that way here,
Dude,
and then drives all the way back that way.
No. We spend a lot of time together, including spend a lot of nights. You know, we'd have a lot of sleepovers, so to speak.
Slumber party.
Yeah. So like, you know, I'll spend time at her place. She'll spend time at my place. Tonight is one of those nights that it hasn't, because it's pretty convenient. I live 7 minutes down the road. We work 5 minutes down the road. So like, it's pretty easy for her to be like, I'll just drop you off. I'm like sick. So I've actually not bused a lot, which has been pretty sweet. But other than that, like busing, I actually don't mind it. A lot of people really hate busing. Busing is the one thing where I do. Obviously, guys, I 100% miss driving.
Of course,
You know, I drive cars all the time. I have a decent amount of time with like work or something else.
You drove my car the other day.
Yeah, and I don't get to drive good cars. And driving Marcus's car a couple days ago was like sick as fuck. So I'm like, finally, I'm driving like a fucking real stick standard. You know, I drive my roommate's car, my girlfriend's car, work cars, but none of them are like a proper driver enthusiast car. So I felt amazing. I was just like, oh, this is what I'm missing. Oh.
We'll take it to some
God
corners
damn it.
next time.
Yeah. I definitely. And the other thing is like, but aside from missing just driving, period, like with a good car, busing is not so bad if you have like a purpose when you go to busing. Like I either do podcasts I listen to.
Of course.
It gives me extra time. It's not shitty time I really wanted to be spending. But it's like, it's going to take you like an hour or a bit. It's like, okay, my day is like an extra hour and a half either way in the morning and after work just because I'm going to have to take a bus.
Yeah.
And so you get up early, listen to podcasts, go home, listen to podcasts, or you just do Duolingo and learning Spanish.
See, like, my problem is,
Like,
I'm getting sick of driving. Like, I hate driving in the city. I hate driving in traffic.
Yeah, I'll never
Driving
waiting
in
at
traffic
lights.
is... Oh.
Like, I want a chauffeur. I want like an autonomous vehicle. I want to like
Bus
leave here and
schedule.
not have to worry about fucking driving in Surrey and going down these back roads.
Oh,
Productivity through the roof.
Can you imagine if I could sleep while the car takes me home? That'd be awesome.
Or do you
yeah.
just be drunk the whole day?
No, because then you need somebody to carry you into bed into your
because
place.
you have no.
I don't care waking up. But it's like I want to go to work in the morning, and I work in Vancouver.
Yeah.
I can sit in bumper to bumper rush hour, sleeping in the back, and having
Yeah.
an hour.
You get work done, you read, talk to people,
Fuck
whatever.
Yeah.
Be drunk as fuck.
No, I'd be so
for their
down.
whole life.
Anything where
Never
there's...
be sober because you never have to drive. The only reason I'm sober is when I have to drive. So,
Jesse Cross, everybody.
like, the only reason I'm like, oh shit, like I'm gonna be sober, it's like, oh, because I have to drive.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
like, I don't have to drive usually anywhere ever
Yeah.
because, if I'm going to work, I'm gonna be sober nights too. But like, I'm like, on weekends, I don't like wake up and be like, I'm not gonna have a shower beer because I have to drive somewhere. That doesn't happen because my car doesn't work. So I'll just crush like 3 beers in the shower.
Hey
Start my
guys,
day.
thank you guys for listening to the podcast. I think it's time to wrap up. I'm ready to drive home
All right.
in traffic.
Supper time.
Thanks guys for another good podcast this week.
Yeah, anytime. Look forward to next week.
Well, love a dub.
Yeah, reminder, tomorrow we've got a video on the delivery of Ben's Viper ACR. Remember to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to the podcast. Rate and review us on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, all that cool stuff. And we will see you next week.
Peace out.